Oh my god, that adventure really, that was something. Oh my god, that adventure was just too much. Oh my god, I'm just gonna rest now. I don't even have the energy to go to therapy. But if only there was just a game I could play, preferably one of my favorites, that I could just play right now. You know, I gotta play it. I gotta! Two of my favorite Mario games, Super Mario World and Yoshi's Island, can both be considered one of the best games on the SNES. Well, I actually don't know who said that, but just don't take it for granted. But in my book, I would say these games are necessities to play because they just have so much going on for them. Super Mario World was released in Japan in November 21st, 1990, and almost a year later on August 23rd, 1991 in the US. Quite a while back, but it's a pretty big gap from the first Mario Bros on the NES. 5 years to add a bunch of things. And bear in mind, this is on Nintendo's latest console at the time. Released as a launch title alongside F-Zero in Japan, Super Mario World improved on a bunch of things after Super Mario Bros. 3. This game feels completely different to what Mario was at the time, and introduced mechanics that continued throughout Mario games. The story is as simple as ever. Bowser sent his children, well, the Koopa kids, which you would probably recognize from Mario Bros. 3, to wreak havoc around the Mushroom World. No kings involved this time. The Koopa kids are taking Yoshi eggs hostage. Bowser kidnaps Peach as usual business. So it's Mario's job to destroy the towers that the Koopa kids lie in and rescue Princess Peach. Technically, this is a different story from Mario 3, but it's nothing new to Mario. Yep, we have come a long way from this story. Oh my god! Movement in this game is mostly similar to Mario Bros. 3, with one new addition to Mario's moveset. Running and jumping is still present. I mean, without this, what would Mario be known for? Swimming is another thing that returned, as well as the most recent move at this point, sliding is also back. The newest move added here has actually been used in future Mario games after this. Spin jumping is the newest move, allowing Mario to kill enemies with one hit, as well as jump on enemies you would normally get hurt by when you jump on them. This actually makes the game's movement more fluid. It changed the whole way Mario is played, and thus speedruns are approached. However, Mario isn't the only character you see here. From this one character, movement is still pretty fluid. Yoshi was introduced in this game, so they took that opportunity to make a whole game revolving around him for the NES. It's better if we left it on that. So why is Yoshi so important to this game? Well, other than him appearing on the new Super Mario Bros. Series, getting his own spin-off, becoming a fully fledged character, finally becoming a concept Miyamoto wanted since the first Mario Bros, you can ride him. Yoshi allows you to eat enemies, has the same attributes to a spin jump when he jumps on an enemy, and lets you sacrifice him for the sake of getting up somewhere higher. It can be cruel, but you should at least thank him. Yoshi also has power-ups of his own. He has the wings, which lets Yoshi become a flying mount for some time. That is the only power-up he has, but that doesn't mean that is his only power. If Yoshi has a red shell on his mouth, he can shoot out fireballs. And finally, Yoshi has different variants, specifically 4. The green one is the normal one, where you will find them all over the map. Red Yoshi shoots out fireballs. You will find this Yoshi in World Star-1 and Star-4. Blue Yoshis can fly as long as they have a Koopa shell in their mouth. You will find them in Star-2. And finally, the yellow Yoshis can stomp the floor when they jump, with a Koopa shell in their mouth. This Yoshi is located in Star-3 and Star-5. The special Yoshis all start out as babies, so you'd carry them until they eat enough to become fully grown. That covers it for Yoshis. Great addition to the game. Now, other than Yoshi power-ups, how about we look at Mario's power-ups? The expected items return, aka the Mushroom, Star, Fire Flower, but new ones were added. The Cape power-up replaces the Tanuki Leaf in this game. It works similarly to the Tanuki Leaf, as you can attack enemies with your cape and fly with enough speed. Then there's the Pea Balloon. I don't really know if I could call this a power-up, but I will anyways. When you get this balloon, you become an inflated Mario, where you start floating and you could choose to ascend or descend. You'd only have this for a limited time though, but power-ups from Mario 3 do not return. That's kind of a shame, as they would have been a nice addition to this game. Levels in this game feel pretty different from older Mario games. For one, this is running in a more powerful console than the NES, which means a lot can happen at once. Right when you start the game, you'll notice there's a world map, and it has improved from what it was in Mario Bros. 3. Before I say anything about the levels, I just wanted to appreciate how much nicer this world map looks. One thing you will surely notice when playing the game is the fact that you can go back to previous worlds. There was no way to do this in Mario 3 by normal means. You see this red dot on the world map? Yeah, these levels mean they have secrets in them, which allows you to unlock a whole new world if you find out the secrets for them. Star World and Special Zone are two worlds that you must unlock. Levels for Star World are found by secret exits, and once you beat them all, you can get to Special Zone. So as I was saying, levels have a bunch happening in them. They are pretty short, but with all the obstacles coming at you, it extends the time you spend in the level. When you start the game, you will have two choices of levels to go through. I think this is a new take in Mario, and I'm pretty sure it hasn't been repeated. Anyways, both levels just have so much at the start, but they serve as great introductory levels. Throughout the journey, you will of course go into castles. There are 7 in total, 1 for each world. Some contain Resnors, and the others have the Koopa Kids. Ha! You never thought I would mention Resnors again almost 2 years later. Each castle has a different design, and something definitely noticeable is the fact that each castle gets harder the further you go. Good thing I beat this game before the Nintendo Switch. Other than that, the graphics in this game have clearly improved. This is the 16-bit era of Nintendo. Mario finally stopped looking like Mickey Mouse and more like the Mario we know. With 8 more bits available, there can be so much more detail in just about everything. The Mario world is more detailed and the world looks so much colorful. Oh yeah, have I mentioned this is my favorite 2D Mario game? Hey, did you know Super Mario World got a sequel? It's right there on the top of Yoshi's Island. Although, it really isn't a sequel, but more like a prequel. Yoshi's Island came out 4 years after Super Mario World in 1995. But this isn't Yoshi's first game, as like I said earlier, Yoshi has a game on the NES, which came out in 1991. But this game is different from your typical Mario game. One thing that remains the same in the story is, Bowser is the main villain. Kind of. Well, let me explain. So the story starts off with a stork carrying baby Mario and baby Luigi to their parents. But out of nowhere, some magic Koopas come flying towards the stork and take baby Luigi with them. They fail to grab baby Mario. However, he ended up falling to an island full of Yoshis. These Yoshis decide to return him back to the stork, while trying to defeat Magic Koopa Kamek from stealing baby Mario. You know, this story is actually pretty unique. I like it. Now as far as gameplay goes, this plays like no other Mario game at the time. Although it is the second installment to the Super Mario World series, I can't really say they are the same game. As far as similarity goes, it is still your platformer. You play as Yoshi, who has the ability to run and jump. But this is where the game becomes unique, as Yoshi can also eat enemies and turn them into eggs, as well as being able to flutter for a bit after he jumps. Finally, a feature you will see return in later Mario games, Yoshi can ground pound. You can still defeat enemies by jumping on them, but you will find eating them or throwing eggs at them will be far more better. Your goal is simple. You play as a Yoshi who is carrying baby Mario on its back, and at the end of the level, you pass it on to a new Yoshi. You see, the real message in this game is actually teamwork. What a nice message. You have the option to collect things, and if you 100% every level in a world, you get a bonus level. As far as 100%ing goes, you have a couple of things to keep in mind. Every time you get hit, baby Mario is on a bubble with a timer to collect him back. If you end the level with the max number the timer can get to, in this case 30, that's one thing you've 100%ed in. Next, there are red coins. which are scattered around the levels everywhere. There are 20, and they aren't really hard to find. If you see a coin that looks more red than usual, that would most likely be a red coin. And finally, there are the flowers. There are 5 of them, which can be kind of hard to find, but I don't see it being that challenging. You will most likely see them on your journey to the end of the level. They can be hidden in these question clouds, so keep that in mind. If you have 100% in all of these factors, you'll 100% a level. So if you do that for the other 7 remaining levels, you will be fine. But does it look like I had time for that? I had to beat the game in like 3 days, while working on a different project, so sorry for letting you down. There are 6 worlds in the game, and 8 levels in each world. The 4th and 8th level will always be towers, which will have a boss at the end. Levels are longer than Mario World, and they're somewhat frustrating to beat sometimes. I don't find the game really hard, but I will admit, this game can get pretty tough at times. The pacing on levels can vary, but every level will have a different idea going on. That's pretty obvious with the title of each level. At the end of a level, you have a chance to get bonus mini games. The way you get this is, depending on the amount of the flowers you get, the bloom flowers will give you an opportunity and the goal. This is pretty useful as 1-ups don't carry from session to session. I have no idea who decided on this. Now, one thing I will say about this game is just how gorgeous this game is. The art style is literally like a fairy tale. I love it because this game will never look dated. That's a huge plus, as if I told you this game is 25 years old, you may not believe me. However, what makes this game look dated is the 3D aspects. Yes, there are 3D things in this game, thanks to the FX chip. This is a piece of hardware that allowed games on the SNES to look like they were 3D. You'll notice it on games like Star Fox, but apart from that, the game really looks pretty. One last thing I wanted to say about this game is the fact that it saves after every level. That makes it so much easier to stop between sessions. Music for both games are actually pretty different. Super Mario World's music sounds like it belongs in Mario. It's as cheery and upbeat as ever, but in Yoshi's Island, the music doesn't sound like it's Mario at all. It is still cheery and upbeat, but the tempo is slower. This actually contrasts with both games if you think about it. Mario World has one goal you're trying to get to, and sometimes 2, but it's mainly trying to get to the end, so that's why the music is pretty fast. But because Yoshi's Island doesn't have a timer, the gameplay is slower than Mario World, which is why the slow tempo for its music is fitting. Nonetheless, the music in both of these games are phenomenal. But I would say Super Mario World music is way more catchier, but I'm not saying Yoshi's Island's OST is not catchy. Super Mario World and Yoshi's Island are fantastic games, with Nintendo's online services giving you the options to play SNES games now, and I urge anyone who hasn't played this game yet to give it a go. I'm happy to say that these 2 games are both available in that service. But if I had to recommend a game over the other, I'd choose Super Mario World 2, Yoshi's Island. You thought I was gonna say Super Mario World, didn't you? All jokes aside, I love both of these games, with Super Mario World being my favorite one. But I really can't help it when I say Yoshi's Island may be the best SNES game. With that being said, I really need to go to therapy. This adventure I did last week just drained me.